What is going on YouTube? We're finally back after a long break. I had to take care of a lot of things in my life and make sure they are in order before I could get back to creating content. However, I have been making beats and samples. I kept faith that one day I'll get back to this full time and continue growing this channel, bringing value to the producers, artists, musicians, YouTube, aspiring entrepreneurs, whoever it may be. I always wanted to create content and provide value. So we're back into this game. And today I just want to show in a quick video something that I was experimenting with, just kind of getting out of my comfort zone when it comes to doing different style of beats. I'm sure you are familiar with what rage beats are. So am I, but it's not really my go-to music per se. However, I do appreciate the style and the variety of soundscapes that it brings into hip hop. I've never actually made a rage type beat. And first I wanted to clarify for myself what is rage beats. And I found that rage type beats are designed to evoke an aggressive, intense, and high energy vibe. They typically feature hard hitting 808s. They hit hard and they give track a powerful, almost like a physical impact. They are fast tempoed, often around 140 to 160 BPM, making the beat feel more kind of frantic and urgent. Rage beats use distorted sounds a lot, glitchy effects, and it gives that raw, abrasive feel. There's a lot of trap elements, of course, hi-hats, snares, claps that are common in trap music, so it's borrowed from trap. The melodies are dark and melodic elements are often eerie, unsettling. Minor keys, probably best. Rage type beats are especially popular in the subgenre of rage rap or emo rap with artists like Playboy Carti, Ski Mask, The Slump God, Ken Carson, Lil Uzi Vert, and of course Yeet. So with that being said, when making this beat, I didn't have a lot of time to actually work on it. I had to be quick. I remembered that I had this free plugin called Beat Flip. It sounded like this plugin actually has all the sounds that I need for rage type beats. I set my FL to 140 BPM, and so here's what it looks like. Bitflip by State Machine. Really dope plugin actually. A lot of really nice presets, but you can still go ahead and add some effects and change the sound in one way or another. There's a lot of capabilities in this thing. I haven't even used it to 20% probably. I just used the presets, but it worked out fine for me. While making this, I didn't really follow my regular routine, which is, making chords, then building off of that base. But I started with the melody first and then added chords onto that. So here's the melody that I came up with. It probably took me like 3 minutes to make this. Simple arpeggiated melody. You can see these notes are just repeating over and over and over. The only difference between the 4 sections in this melody is it's meant to just hook you onto it very quick, very fast, without a lot of evolving element. It's meant to invoke that energetic uplift, keep your heart rate pumping. And it looks like this particular preset works in this case. I opened another instance of the same plugin, and so I did the next best and simple thing without really overthinking it too much. There's actually a lot of gap between these notes because the top notes were transposed 1 octave. The middle note of the chord is transposed. It's just simple minor and major chords. That's it. Together with the previous melody. All right, moving on to the next melody, and it's mainly just 1 note and then a couple of other notes, but it's E and then E transposed, E again, E transposed. At the end here is A and D. This is less of a melody and more of a texture accent, that weird glitchy sound that makes you feel like you're in some kind of control room of a spaceship, 70s sci-fi movie or something. Next one is bass. This plugin actually has some really dope basses too. That's what I picked. Some of them do follow bottom notes of each chord, some don't. The sample is in the key of E minor, and so I started this bass with E and moved on to A for whatever reason, and the last two are just following the bottom notes of the chords. I think it just complements the rest of the melodies really well. You can kind of already see I either was lazy or I just didn't have enough time to work on this one. Sometimes all you need is 10-15 minutes to make a beat. I guess this is the flip side of overcomplicating and overthinking. So I really didn't overthink this one here. The last element here is one note, E, and the sound is this. Already has a lot of movement, so I just use the key of the sample throughout the duration of the sample, if that makes sense. Just one note here, that's it. All of this together, just so you have an idea what it all came to. Now that we have all this, it occupies a lot of frequencies already. Drums should be kind of like a complement. I made a very simple drum pattern, starting with the kick. Then I add a snare. Then a shaker. Go. This weird drone part. Don't be afraid to use some obscure sounds in your percussion too. You might as well experiment even more and expand the soundscape by using some really weird stuff. Obviously, I do need to spend some time mixing this one, although I think it fits the category pretty well. I'm happy with how it turned out. So I'm gonna go and do some mixing and arrange it, and I'll play the final version of this beat.